Welcome, one and all, in here, out there, all around the world, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Folks, it's a big day, and not just because my guest tonight is Mr. David Letterman. I agree. I could not agree more. I'm so happy he's back in the Ed Sullivan Theater because he left a yogurt in the break room fridge. And I think it's growing. Today, of course, is also Joe Biden's birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Good for you. Biden is now 81 and has broken his own record as the United States' oldest sitting president. Also oldest leaning president and oldest just lying down to rest my eyes for a bit president. On his birthday, Biden received a festive bouquet of terrible poll numbers. In fact, his approval rating has declined to the lowest level of his presidency, 40%. Still, 40%, but still pretty good for an 80-year-old guy running around town with poll numbers less than half his age. Know what I mean? I don't know what I mean. I don't know why you would know what I mean. Biden still has plenty of supporters, and here's what they love about him. He's not somebody much worse, because Biden voters say they are more motivated by their desire to stop Trump than by support of the president. Well, yeah, nobody buys a fire extinguisher because they're big fans of pressurized foam. Biden's team has a couple of different ideas on how to deal with his age going into next year. One is to allow him more time to rest and not send him on so many draining international trips, which advisors call the bubble wrap strategy. Some strategists think Biden should get out there more. One Democratic pollster said President Biden should continue to do what he's been doing, connecting personally with people and making jokes about the coverage of his age. Hey, everybody. Knock, knock. Who's there? Not sure, but he's been standing silently in my doorway for a while now. He's a pale fellow, big cloak, long, sharp knife on a pole. Smiling right at me, great shed of chompers. Look into his eye sockets and see a little movie about all the fun stuff I did when I was a kid. Good stuff, funny guy. Today, there you go. Today was also, really? I don't know. All right. Tonight was also the annual pardoning of the White House turkeys, a tradition that officially began 76 years ago under former President Truman. And that almost didn't happen back then thanks to the famous headline, Turkey Pardons Truman. The lucky birds were chosen by the White House and, in a nod to the swing state of Pennsylvania, are named Liberty and Bell. Much more elegant than when Clinton needed New Jersey's votes, so he named the turkeys Exit 154 and Gabagoo. Gabagoo. Pre-pardon, the turkeys were treated to a lavish welcome. They arrived to D.C. in style, in a stretch black Cadillac Escalade, which can mean only one thing. After the ceremony, they're going to prom. Yeah, they're going to prom. The theme this year is Enchantment Under the Gravy. Liberty, really? You don't know what happens to turkeys? Am I the one informing you what happens? Liberty and Bell enjoyed all the comforts of a hotel, starting with taking a bubble bath. Oh, yeah, bubble baths are great for turkeys. You put them in the warm water. You add some bath salts, maybe some bath pepper, some bath carrots and onions, whatever herbs you're lying around, and just bathe them low and slow. They love it. When it comes to music, a spokesman told reporters that the turkeys are Swifties. No surprise, we all know what song they're listening to.
I knew you were coming when you walked in. That's called trying. You can't fly because you're flightless. Now you're lying by the castle room. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Here's someone. Catchy. Oh, here's someone who might want to slip into a turkey suit to get pardoned, Donald Trump. You see, he is the subject of lawsuits all across the country trying to keep him off the ballot for violating the 14th Amendment's ban on public officials who engaged in an insurrection. Well, on Friday, ladies and gentlemen, we got the ruling we've all been waiting for.
A Colorado judge ruled yesterday that President Trump, quote, engaged in an insurrection on January 6th, becoming the first judge to do so.
Woo! Boom! Game, set, match, bam! Monologue, oh, thank you. I'm off to Cabo, baby. What's that? I'm sorry, I'm being told there's more to that news report?
But she will allow him to remain on the state's primary ballot.
Welcome back, old friend. Don't go far with that. So here's what went down in Colorado. Even though the Constitution bars anyone who engaged in an insurrection from holding office, and the judge found that Trump engaged in an insurrection, she ultimately ruled that she can't bar Trump because the 14th Amendment explicitly bans insurrectionists from serving as U.S. senators, representatives, and even presidential electors, but it does not say anything about presidents. So he's off on a technicality. It reminds me of this pivotal moment from Air Bud.
He's right. Ain't no rules in the dog camp.
Hang the vice president.
So, Trump is staying on the Colorado ballot for now, and he celebrated at a rally the next day by taking some swipes at Joe Biden.
Now we have a Manchurian candidate in the Oval Office. He's a Manchurian candidate. You know the Manchurian candidate? Go check it out. Go watch the movie. It was pretty good. Not as bad as the real thing. That's one thing. The real thing is even worse.
Well, yeah. Usually bad things that happen in real life are worse than them happening in movies. You know The Ring? You know the movie The Ring? It's a pretty good movie. It's a spooky movie. That haunted girl with the hair in the front of her face climbs out of your TV and the floor gets all wet and then you die. Spooky stuff, but not as bad when that happens in real life, though. Happened to a friend of mine, Jim, doesn't go to Paris anymore because of it. Big guy, crying guy, big guy, never cried a day in his life, comes to me crying, says, there's a lady in my TV, she comes out, everything gets all wet. Trump explained that if he wins, things will look a real different on day one.
You know how beautiful the inauguration is? You're down and you're walking up these beautiful stairs to Capitol, everything's so beautiful. As I'm walking up, I'll be signing about 4 or 5 different documents. I'm not going to wait to get to the I may even have a very tiny little desk put on the 20th stair.
That's a funny way to admit you can't walk up 19 stairs without sitting down. And what is this? What is this? You know, what is this hand motion? What is this motion for the stairs? You know, stairs? You know how stairs work? They got these stairs. Okay, not an elevator. No, I'm talking to these stairs. These stairs, okay? And then it all comes together. All the stairs, they come together. And I'm a jellyfish. I'm a jellyfish. I'm a jellyfish. I'm a jellyfish. I can't do it. But of course, the big moment of the rally came when Trump brought up an old classic.
It started with Russia, Russia, Russia. Remember that? He was with 4 hookers. You think that was good that night to go up and tell my wife, it's not true, darling, I love you very much? It's not true. Actually, that one she didn't believe because she said he's a germaphobe. No, I didn't. I thought that would be a big problem. I was going to have a rough night, but that one she was very good on. She said, no, you're okay on that one.
Yeah, she was okay with that one because the Trumps have an agreement. Melania lets her husband sleep with any woman he wants. In exchange, Melania doesn't have to sleep with Donald Trump. Because I'm a jellyfish. I'm a jellyfish. Come on. They say I'm a real jellyfish in the sack. Not sure what that means. Not sure what any of that means. But we're not the only country dealing with an insane presidential candidate. Yesterday, in a landslide election, Argentina elected a right-wing former TV host with no governing experience who has been called the Donald Trump of Argentina, which means he has a plan to build a wall with Antarctica and make the penguins pay for it. The man in question is president-elect and half Bilbo, half Tom Jones, Javier Milei. Milei is a bit of a character. To show how he would cut government spending, he often campaigned by recklessly wielding a chainsaw. Reminds me of Woodrow Wilson's famous campaign slogan, "I want to play a game." His healthcare policies are also kind of bonkers. He has advocated for legalizing the sale of human organs. Well, now we know what the chainsaw's for. And it gets weirder. He also claims to get advice from his 5 bull mastiff dogs, cloned from his former pet named Conan. And I'm being told we have a photo of those dogs. That's a good boy. Who's a good boy? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. But Milei might have the restraint necessary to fix his country's problems because before entering politics, and this is true, he was a tantric sex instructor and has said he can go 3 months without ejaculating. So, word to the wise, do not hug this man too hard. We got a great show for you tonight. My guest is Mr. David Letterman.